Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Starcraft 2, Heart of the Swarm. I am your host, Zoronden, and let's check out today's combatants here on Newkirk City, I believe. In the bottom left corner, coming in the red Protoss, is going to be Heregellas, something like that. And coming in the blue Terran in the bottom right corner is UCAP's own Dan. And Dan has a very creative name. I'm assuming it's his name. I like to give people shit for their funny names. And Dan is actually a funny name in StarCraft. In the real world, it's a nice, normal name. But here, I'm going to make fun of my teammate for it because I can. And it's fun. Either way, we're going to have a fun Masters League match here today and see how these two players do go against one another. And one thing I wanted to point out when I screened this, I noticed that Heregellas, whatever, he's got the new skin for the pylon unlocked at level 20 for Protoss, I believe. Pretty cool looking thing. It's got a lot more structure on it. Obviously, they're not going to change the crystal too much. So that's pretty cool. I'm kind of excited to start seeing those skins start pumping into the game. What I really want to see is those base unit ones, the Zealot, Zergling, and Marine skins. Those should be exciting to see. The Overlord one will be pretty cool too, because there's going to be tons of Overlords obviously on the map. And they move. Yeah. So that's cool. I was hoping there'd be more skins. There aren't more skins. We'll live with it. I'm sure we'll get some with Legacy of the Void. Either way, a little bit of probe harass going on here. Not much getting accomplished by that. Didn't even get that guy down past half health, and you know, that's what's gonna happen with that sometimes. But that will continue. In the meantime, do have a gate coming up for Heregellas. I just don't know what that name is. Hercules. Hercules. I don't know. Cybercore on the way. Nothing out of the ordinary. Obviously, some gas pumping in. We'll see if he stops at 50 or keeps going. Obviously, want some stalkers and stuff like that. Is this probe seriously attacking this barracks? This probe is one brave probe. He should be down here blocking off that expansion, but I guess he's content with attacking that barracks, and he's going to get dead really quick when this Reaper comes out. Of course, he's going to know what comes out as well, which is something valuable, I suppose. So here comes that Reaper. Reaper, there, 1, 2, 3. Wow, it takes 5 shots to kill a probe. That's, I thought it was 3, not 5. That is a heck of a kill. Anyways, that probe got what he deserved, I suppose. He did do over 100 damage to that barracks, oddly enough. That is a lot of damage, but not going to kill it with a single probe. So that Reaper's going to be on its way. Of course, Heregellas is going to know that, which is somewhat of an advantage. And, I mean, with the mothership core out, it's already pretty much defeated. As long as that core's in the right position, that Reaper's not going to be able to really do anything, especially because it's just one. A second one on the way, a couple more barracks on the way as well, so he could continue this Reaper harass if he wants. I don't think he will. I think it's just going to be a little bit of harass attempt. And, I mean, he did pull some probes off of the mining for a few seconds. Not much damage done there, but it does rack up if he can get in some more strikes like that. We'll keep an eye on that. We do have double gas going up for Dan here, so definitely going to probably see something other than a reactor come down out of him fairly quickly. Probably some Marauders, maybe even some Widow Mines. I would like to see some Widow Mines in play, maybe some Widow Mine drops or something like that. Obviously, the Mothership Core is slower than Reapers, and when you start getting up to 2 Reapers, they actually start posing a threat. 1 Reaper's not really a threat, but 2 can take out probes fairly quickly. 3 shots for 2, so that's going to do some nice damage. Obviously, they got to keep running from that Mothership Core, or one's going to go down. Yep, one goes down, target fire, Dan kind of abandoning those Reapers, letting them go down, and just going back to his own base to do his own thing. Do have his natural up, and that is morphing into an orbital. Bunker going up for defense. Obviously, Heregellas has a Nexus up as well, and there is a factory going up as well. We'll see if he skips straight to medevac, or if he indeed does some Widowmine. A nice proxy pylon down there by Heregellas. And we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that in case he decides to test the waters with it at all. And there's the Stalker. Oh, 2 Stalkers out on the field. Did he build a Zealot? No Zealot on the field. So skipping that first Zealot and going straight for double Stalker. that can sometimes catch your enemy off guard. Unfortunately, he's already got a bunker full of Marines with 2 extra Marines, so he's not going to be able to do much, although he does now have 5 Stalkers, which can become a threat. So Dan might be in a little trouble here. He could definitely walk past this bunker, but it does not seem to be the case. He's going to get a little bit of micro there. A Marauder now coming in, though, and Heregellas does not want anything to do with that. He's going to abandon that post and at least pull back here. He does have a nice, decent amount of map control at the moment. Why is this probe patrolling? That seems unnecessary. I suppose you can do it if you really want to, but the natural not yet really saturated, the main doing fairly well. The expansion for Dan doing decent, and a nice attack coming in here. A few Zealots coming in, taking up that damage, going down pretty quick. A couple Marines have gone down. All the Zealots are gone. The SCP is desperately trying to repair this bunker, and it is saved. I think it was down to single digit there at one point. Very close to losing that, and unfortunately Heregellas is not happy about that. He has to pull out, and it looks like he might even be going all the way home instead of just kind of staying on the front door, knowing that he just isn't going to crack this, especially now that there are 2 bunkers up, and again, getting the heck out of there. We have had the factory land on that reactor, and it is double pumping Widow Mines now. We do have 1 on the field. I don't know yet. There is a there it is. There it is. I was wondering if it was snuck off somewhere. I was going to try and get some sneaky shots on the Protoss, as there's actually no method of detection on the field right now for Heregellas. So these Widow Mines could actually do a considerable amount of dangerous damage right now. But Dan not going to take advantage of that for now. Going to be content with using them for a nice kind of turret layer of defense. You know, this is something you'd see a lot in really low league play, but with turrets, not Widow Mines. And, you know, while he's got the Widow Mines up, why not throw them around? They can protect against oracles or something if they come in. Obviously, most units would probably come in over here. They could potentially completely avoid the Widow Mine here. So it's something you can do. I wouldn't necessarily do this. I'd put them at the front line or something, or even take them with your group here if you're going to go do some sort of assault. As you move up, burrow the Widow Mines at the base of the ramp. You get an attack going. If you're losing, you can retreat, and if he chases you to snipe off any of your units, he's going to run right into that Widow Mine line. Ooh, that's a mouthful. And take some serious damage with that. So some tricky Widow Mine stuff is what I want to start seeing out of players. You know, use those, like right there, that all those units pushed out a little, and that's what you can really do with Widow Mines is draw your enemy into it. It's a game of cat and mouse. Where can I affect my enemy? Where can I make this guy move and get him into Widow Mines? Obviously, with an observer on the field, that changes the game a little bit, but oftentimes they won't necessarily have an observer out with their main party. They'll send an observer out to scout your base or something like that, and you can really pull some people into those Widow Mines. And don't clump them up. You know, you can put a couple in a single area, but space them out a little bit. Get that coverage going, and it can really be a heck of a danger. Anyways, we're going to have an attack here by Dan, and he's almost blocked off, but the ramp is still available. A nice time bomb going off there. Oh, but his units are going down so quick. He's going to want to get the heck out of there. Not going to get the good end of this battle. Lots and lots of Terran units going down. A few more going to get sniped off there. And again, if those Widow Mines had been right there, kaboom! Would have had some, smack him in the face a little bit for winning, as it will be. Dan definitely being careful with the stim there. You notice all his units are down a little bit, but he did not overstim or anything like that. That was a good call. You got to be careful when you don't have healers, and he's going to have some soon. That is definitely something he needs now that his army's hurting. Can't really stim more than once, period, without heals. Otherwise, your army just becomes fodder, and that is never good. You do not want that. Obviously, the observer over here catching all the good stuff. He's actually going to queue up on those medevacs and try and follow them. Unfortunately, with that burst speed, they're gonna get the heck out of there, and they're gonna fly right back to him. I'm not sure why the medevacs turned around. Oh, we do have Widow Mines on the move, though. I like seeing that. And ooh, they are loading up. Are we gonna get a medevac or a medevac Widow Mine drop? I would like to see that. Unfortunately, the observer probably will follow that all the way there. We do have another orbital command coming down for Dan. Probably going to be grabbing a third fairly soon here. Heregellas has moved out, Heregellas rather, and it does have a nice immortal in there with obviously a good grouping of zealots, stalkers, and sentries. Of course, the mothership core backing it up. I don't see any upgrades out by him yet, though, unfortunately. And we do have +1 bio on Dan for attack. And trying very valiantly to drop Widow Mines right into the middle of the army. And indeed he does. Going to get off a few nice shots, doing some real nice damage to Heregellas' army. And Dan's actually going to be able to capitalize off that. Takes out the Immortals, moves in and snipes off that army. Not many left of his own, but definitely enough to snipe off that army. And suddenly Heregellas is in a little bit of danger. He does have a decent group of reinforcements in his base, but check this out. Dan's got a stream of units coming across the map. A few SCVs transferring down to that new third. And obviously the medevac's now coming in. Ooh, and then another medevac going in with a few more mines. Is he going to drop them on the edge or go for something bold? Let's find out. There are no cannons around, nothing like that. Pretty safe to fly in and drop them on the worker line. And that is exactly what he's going to do. The worker's trying to run, and they do get away, but one gets a shot off, another gets a shot off. A few workers go down. One Widow Mine unburrows and gets in the medevac. The Observer's going to move in with some Stalkers, start taking those out. Widow Mine's going to go down here and burrow, and it will kill at least one probe. Taking that out, and the Immortal going to move in, and I would expect the Observer to come in, and they will take that out. Widow Mine out as well. Maybe. Where's the Observer? There we go. Fortunately, that is still recharging. Heregellas going ahead and taking a third. This Widow Mine still here. Going to keep an eye on that. We have a few units up north. Not really sure what they're doing. They're having a camping party up there. Ooh, a medevac goes down full of Widow Mines, I believe. It was full of something, that's for sure. And another shot going to go off from this Widow Mine. About 3, maybe 4 probes going down there. Unfortunately, Heregellas did not scout that out. He knew a Widow Mine was there. He saw it kill a probe. He moved an Immortal over, and then just never bothered to go kill it. Gonna finally get it this time. He's gonna go down. It's not gonna take out any more units. I suppose I could have clicked on it to see how many units it killed. You loaded up everything. Just about to check your upgrades. What is the upgrade tab? G, there we go. So we do have 1-1 for bio on Dan. And quite a few medevacs with quite a few units. A lot of mines, a few marines and whatnot. This could be a deadly drop. They're going to burst speed in there. And, oh, unfortunately, there are some Templar here. They could do some nice feedbacks. Almost taking one of them out. Just not enough energy on these medevacs. Suddenly, they're getting sniped at. One, ooh, oh, it does go down with a feedback. A couple Marauders dropped out of it just before they landed, though. Archon's coming in and almost sniping a Stalker with only 2 Marauders. Gonna go up here north and drop everything out. Start doing an ice attack. A nice recall there by Heregellas to try and defend his third. Unfortunately, it still goes down. Dan gonna retreat, not ready to engage here. Still losing medevacs. That is not good for his end of the stick. And this is a pretty big bile ball here. I think Heregellas may have just overextended. This is a huge bile ball. Quite a few medevacs in here. I guess only 4, not as many as I thought. Suddenly, this bile ball is just doing tremendous damage. The Archon's moving in. Unfortunately, too little, too late. They get sniped off very easily. If they had been there in the beginning, it might have been a different story. And suddenly, Dan is very eager to do some nice damage. He is marching on Heregellas' base, and Heregellas is going to need a bit of a miracle to try and pull this off. Units moving in, only a few at a time. Unfortunately, they're quite hurt, overstimming considerably. This could be Heregellas' advantage here, but he just does not have enough units. There's such a big bile ball going on here, and unfortunately, he's going to lose this natural expansion as well. And in fact, he is going to lose the game with a little bit of BM. Do not like the BM, guys. Let's try to keep that out of StarCraft 2. Either way, guys, I want to thank you for tuning in. I want to thank Dan from UCAP for sending in this game. Sent in quite a few games to me, and they all went in my spam filter because Dan is Russian. So if you have a foreign language in your email account that isn't English, send me a message on Facebook or Twitter or something like that. Let me know you sent me some games, because they might automatically go into my spam filter, and that's unfortunate. So I do want to check out all those games from you guys, and of course you can send those to Zoronden@gmail.com. Anyways, guys, please do thumbs up and subscribe so we can bring more StarCraft 2 content, more Heart of the Swarm awesomeness, and that's going to do it for today. I have been Zoronden, and I'll catch you all next time.